all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. Nah. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they can feel it, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here. Ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here, family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love me, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids. Tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry. I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.
I'm tired. I've been on this plantation all my life. I've been enslaved all my life. I'm tired of being pushed and pulled. I'm tired of the master doing his bidding. I want to leave.
You doing this to yourself, Pats?
You know why we not afraid? What? He's great in Turb. Turb was destruction. Y'all think it come back in all peace? You got another thing coming. So we out here fighting for our brother. We ain't marching saying, yes, we can. No justice, no peace. Yo! Fight for your sons and your daughters.
I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog. I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker popo. This is my battle cry. Isaiah 14:21, that ancient version of that gun that they stole our name, they stole our shit. We real Judites, motherfucker Jewish. We lords. Generals, arm your soldiers. We fight tonight like we supposed to. They inherited lies. I'm referring to all whites. I'm referring to riches, white privilege, given through genocide. And they gotta pay for that. God say Jacob gon' take it back. I cry aloud, I spare not. This good bread, my sharecrop. This lily grew through concrete. We march to our own drum beat. We the chosen. No inclination to kick it with y'all. Raise Babylon to the ground, then watch it fall. Obadiah said you'll be wiped up for theft. These are just words, worry about what come next. It's for Negroes, Latinos, we better than all, not equal. My natives know red dot that feather. Me primo be smooth like that leather. Until it's time to bring the war dogs out, put the headdress on. War paint and I'm not wrapped too tight. Got 400 years on my back. I'm angry dog, I'm black like that. Won't contact with you whites. And all the niggas I stand here with, they share my same sentiment. I'm fucked up tonight. Won't kill my brothers no more. Want all the smoke, motherfucker popo. This my battle cry. I got the spirit of grandfathers past. Front porch sitters, Nat Turner dangerous. A real life illustration of angry and that painting. Of Malcolm staring out the window with patience. One hand on the curtain, right hand on the AK spits. 47 rounds, all to bring down Satan. Same way Abel was killed by Cain. This will be an introduction from the fuck shit into the fire. Probably join the list of artists who died before they retired. Most High said I'm hired. Sire will never spit a line aimed at my kind, less meant to uplift. Toughness will be redefined in my rhymes. A squad of men with the spirit of God, with an affinity to point their weapons not at the brethren but at the enemy. Khaki colored kids, baptized in the flames of combat fashioned. In the trap we escaped, our fate was to be great and noble. Moses reincarnate, so be hopeful and know I bring word from A and O to Pharaoh and white folk. Let my people go, cause it's my battle cry.
All right, Israel, Shalom, Most High bless. Thank y'all for tuning in to F.O.P.E. for our people's edification. Shalom to all our moderators, Star Lima. Shalom to Midwest Judite. Shalom to Kingdom of the English. And shalom to our sister Naphtali in the chat and everybody else in the chat that's not commenting but just watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Most High bless. Happy to be back live streaming on this Shabbat night. Shalom to Elder Don P. Shalom, Most High bless the boss.
Hey, Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. And I want to say, man, shout out to the chat, man. Naphtali, Elder Don P, Corey Brown, Star Lima. We got Midwest Judite. Everybody, man. Nothing but love and respect. And yeah, we got some good stuff to talk about tonight. So I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is let this be an open platform tonight, family. So we're going to let people come on. Just no talking over people. Please respect the host of the show as well. But we got a lot of things to get into. A lot of things we want to talk about. And keep y'all up with the times and the signs of the times and what's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Even our sister Naphtali herself, she experienced the food shortage in her area. And she where, you know, they went into the Sam's Club, her and her husband, to get some food, and there was nothing on the shelves. So if it's possible, we're going to play that video. I think we probably could. Let me see.
That'd be nice. And if sis Queen Naphtali, man, if you can jump on, man, you know, you could do the commentary, you know what I'm saying? Because you are eyewitness in this whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So if you could jump on.
No, I'll wait till she come on and then we'll play it. Wait, and then we'll play it. But yeah, family, it's a lot of things going on out here. And me and my brother DeBar, we had an excellent conversation on Facebook. You know, I was talking to my family members and my friends and stuff like that. And I'm about to drop the link. And man, DeBar had a good build on Facebook because we're not reaching everybody, especially our family and people that's on our Facebook pages. You know, and me discussing things with my family members, you know, a lot of them see what's going on, but a lot of them are still not preparing, man, because they thinking everything is going to go back to normal. Well, it's not, because we officially went into a recession. So by us going into a recession, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. A lot of people are about to suffer hard out here, y'all. A lot of people are about to suffer.
Can I make a comment about that recession real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Lord, I appreciate you, man. So look, this is what y'all got to see from this. If we in a recession, you know what that means? What y'all should be thinking is that means massive layoffs. What happens in a recession is that corporations, to begin to hedge against inflation and a slow economy, and to make sure that the shareholders are flipping a profit, typically what they do is they try to reduce payroll. Okay. So that's what this means, y'all. This massive layoffs. Now, I just want to say one thing, and then we're going to let Queen Naftali jump in real quick. But if they're going to do something like that for all the people who get laid off, what the hell are they going to do? Okay, most of them will probably go to unemployment. Well, unemployment don't pay all the bills, but it's a good start. You know, it's something. Something's better than nothing. But what the hell do they do when they go to a grocery store and ain't jack sugar honey iced tea in there? I'm gonna be nice tonight. What happens when there's nothing in the grocery stores? Okay, so just think about how they're manufacturing this crisis. But I'm gonna go ahead and chill, and I'm gonna let Queen Naftali jump in. Shalom, princess, how you doing?
Hey, shalom, guys. Shalom, Shashem. Shalom, Debar. How are you all doing on this lovely Shabbat?
Most High bless. We bless.
All right. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Lima Star, Midwest Judite, Elder Don P. Shalom to all you all. Yes. So to speak on what Shashem and Debar has spoke on. So here in St. Louis, and this climate change or global warming or whatever people want to call it. So for the longest, we were under this this horrible heat wave. And
let me say this real quick. She said, I believe they use technology with the weather to solve this issue. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I do too. I agree, because we was having this 100-degree weather, 105, 110, like record-breaking weather. So we were looking forward to this rain, and then it rained a record-breaking 100-year record or 1,000-year record. It was something crazy that we had almost the rain. We had floating dumpsters. It went over people's cars, floating cars, all in just one day, and we had power outages to the point where our stores didn't even have any food. So when we were in Sam's, the food was destroyed. I mean, the food, I guess, spoiled, and they had to throw it all away, and all the refrigerators were cleaned out. Nothing. And we have the video. It was nothing in there in the store, nothing. In the freezer sections, nowhere. Yeah, so if you guys are looking at the video, when you look around, you're going to see it's empty shelves everywhere.
Now, before you play that real quick, this is just a tidbit, if you will. Right now, we're going like it's official. We are in a recession, but the famine is going to show itself starting in this year, and it's really going to get serious by next year, 2023. But this is just a tidbit, y'all, on what you're going to start seeing as the new normal. So check this out.
And everybody, please like the video. We really appreciate it if y'all like and share the video. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, it was just empty. Aisle after row, aisle after aisle was just empty. The only thing I had in my cart was some chocolate.
Now, what would you do if your local grocery store was looking like this? This is what y'all should begin to ask yourselves. What would you do? Or what would people in your community do if there was jack nothing?
None of these damn refrigerators.
And what y'all notice, it's a massive store. This is a massive store, y'all. This ain't no small store. This thing look like it just been cleaned out.
Yeah, that was it.
But yeah, I've never seen anything or witnessed anything like that before in my life. I've been going to that Sam's since I was a little girl. I never seen those. And before we were even seeing that, it was getting bare. It was empty shelves before we even had the storm. So I'm just thinking that was just an excuse. I don't know. So it's something's going on.
Yeah, I think
they might be using certain things to speed up the process of the food shortage so that they can have an excuse to throw away more meat. You see what I'm saying? Because they want to implement and bring in that synthetic meat and all that bullshit food that Bill Gates talking about. And this is another thing that people got to understand and worry about. You know, GMO food and all that stuff kill you. They did the experiment on the mice, and they told them that GMO food should not be consumed by humans. So,
yep.
But go ahead, DeBo.
Hey, I just wanted to say, I think that was a test run, right? I think that was a test run because, again, what happens in a crisis or what happens when grocery stores are having massive, what you call shortages? What happens when these grocery stores have massive shortages, right? And the truck drivers, right? Because I was talking to a few truck drivers today, actually, and they've been telling me that their loads have been going down. So, you know, it's been a struggle for them because they haven't had a lot of loads. So again, you know, just to kind of process this logically, what happens, and you know, there's been tons of videos that we've played, but what happens on a massive level, you know, when people don't have the things they need? We already know they resort to violence, right? So family, I think it's our job, you know, not only to re-emphasize the message, but I think it's individually, as everyone's hearing this, I think it makes sense for those who you love, your close ones, relatives, please encourage them, strongly encourage them, push them to start going back to the day like our grandparents and great-grandparents who had pantries. I'm literally filling up my pantry as we speak. And I kind of just want to talk about this week, some of the things I've done. So last week, I got a 40-pound bag of rice. So it was two of them, 20-pound bags of rice, right?
Rice.
Yeah. So I did another two this week. So altogether, I'll have a total of 80. I also purchased 25 pounds of dried black beans. No, that's a lot. 25 pounds of dried black beans. Also got 25 pounds of kidney beans, right? Because beans and rice is something that you can live off pretty easily. And it's something that can go a long way. You get a little salad, beans and rice, you know what I'm saying? If you know how to do the Jamaican style rice and peas, you really good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hurting out there. Midwest Judah brings out something heavy too. The food banks have seen an uptick. So typically what happens, y'all, to kind of check the pulse of any economy, what you do is you see how needy you are or how much the public is kind of reaching out for different food services or different organizations, non-for-profits that actually give food to the public. This is interesting. The food banks and there's not, you know, there's one called Food Bank, but there's many others. They are actually struggling to keep up with demand, and many of them are actually having massive shortages too. So it's going to really start getting harder and harder. And another thing too that I want to mention, and my wife and I, we kind of experienced this. The banks now are really starting to they're starting to really be a little bit more scrutinizing about credit, right? So this is, man, when the banks stop loaning money, whew, this is when we get into a big problem economically. So I would recommend this, you know, get your food preps.
Yeah.
You know, get that now. And if you got any business you want to take care of, like for instance, my wife and I, we ain't gonna go into everything, but my wife and I and many other brothers and sisters in FOPE, we are working on our transition to the motherland. And so we would like to leverage as much credit as we can, you know, comfortably, so that that could be another way to kind of finance the transition. And obviously, we're not, you know, we're going to be responsible with our credit. But again, this is the time. If you need credit, you need to do that now, right? Don't wait until like winter, when we're in the middle of all of this, because banks are going to be even more fiscally conservative. So anyhow, I don't want to monopolize the conversation, but yeah, get your prep game.
I'm gonna respond to the brother that was asking about Mylar bags. The government just made it illegal to have or own any Mylar bags because they saying that they consider Mylar bags as paraphernalia now because it covers up the smell of anything. So if something dead or whatever like that, people can use that. So you're no longer allowed to purchase Mylar bags. I think everybody should be getting up on their preps. Myself, I have purchased these right here. They got a year shelf life. As you can see, it's dented. They sent it to me like this, but they told me I can keep this one free. So now I have two. I'm waiting on my other one to come in the mail because it's damaged. But all I'm gonna do is take it out of this can because this can not gonna last, and put it in mason jars. So this is cheese from August Farms, and I got some butter. They last on the shelf 10 years or more.
Yeah.
So you can get these right off of Amazon, and you got as many other survival things that you could prep for your house. But it's getting real serious out here. I don't know if y'all heard, but they announced today that they found some type of allergy in the water and allergy in the soil that grows the food, some type of bacteria, which I feel they might have dumped in there. Remember what I told y'all? Once they already got the food uncontrolled. Once they get the water,
you called that.
So y'all better go out and buy as much water if y'all can, because soon now it seems like you're not going to be able to do nothing with the tap water. It'd probably be better even if you bathe with it. That's how bad it's getting. I think I got that screenshot that I sent to the group. I want to upload it. I'm gonna share it. Go ahead.
And let me just let me back on what you were saying about. So actually not the FDA, excuse me, the CDC.
Actually, we have the article. You want me to pull the article up?
Yeah, you can pull it up. So the CDC, y'all, is now saying that the water supply in the U.S., right? So we're going to talk about purifiers too.
And I said that.
You called that, man. You called that, brother.
I said once they get the water, then the meds, it's over. And I remember, didn't I show y'all the section in the dollar store yesterday with all the damn it medicine? They wiping it out. I'm going back and spend like $100 on medicine tomorrow.
I want to say something, you know, brother, like you and Elder Qanath, y'all got the spirit of prophecy on y'all, man. Y'all be calling it dead spot on. See, me, the Most High didn't get that gift to me. I just study a bunch, and then certain trends, the Most High revealed certain things to me. But brothers be calling it out.
See,
like,
I'm gonna tell you how I be getting it. The Most High give me visions, man. He just show me shit, and I listen. And people be thinking I'm crazy. I don't be caring what people think about me. When the Most High give me a vision, I listen because He's telling me, and I'm like, He ain't let me wrong. He ain't never let me wrong. Why not believe Him? But He give me a vision and say, Sham, do this. I go do it, man. I be a humble servant because you know what I mean. I'm like, it's when I don't do something, it's when I'm going to regret it.
Yep.
And I'm going to regret it. So I listen, because my thing is I'm trying to survive this thing.
Me too. I think we all are. So I want to talk about this real quick, y'all. This quick article, and I want to provide solutions to problems, right? Because what they're presenting to you is a problem, but it doesn't have to be a problem, right? So this is Forbes, and they say CDC warns of potentially deadly bacteria found in U.S. soil and water for the first time. Well, we know that's some BS, but what you should understand is that for people that live in intercities, right? Inner cities, there's probably going to be bacterial contaminants. Okay. So this is why it's important to filter your water. And they got the if you go down to the next paragraph real quick, let me read that real quick. Right here, So it's called Burkholderia pseudomalia. Wow, that's a crazy word to say. Tongue twister for sure. It says bacteria can cause a rare and serious disease called melioidosis, was found in the Gulf Coast region of Mississippi. So for those folks in the dirty now, Mississippi, be on the lookout. Filter your water, okay? There's all kinds of different purifiers you can purchase, but what you want to do is get the UV protection. So what you want to do, there's a company. Let me look up this company because my wife and I, we were looking at this, and we had this at our old house that we had sold. This is systems that actually, when they take it from the sewer system, it goes through another filtration process, and it has UV protection so that basically when the water goes over this UV light and this UV, it kills any bacteria contaminants that might be actually harmful. Why is this important? Because we have children. People still need to bathe. And if you can't trust the water supply, right, that means you can't have good hygiene, meaning you can't shower and stuff like that. And if you can't shower and bathe like you're supposed to, disease is going to exponentiate. It's going to just amplify the situation. It's going to be horrible.
Right.
So I'm gonna put the give me a second. I'm gonna look it up, and I'll give somebody else the floor. But I'm gonna put the link in there for this water filtration system and company where you could get it, and it's actually really good prices too. So that's all.
It says the bacteria is usually found in tropical regions, and it is not clear how long it has been in the U.S. environment prior to 2020, when samples was first taken, or how widespread it is. The CDC said. So, as y'all can see, man, I feel like, a lot of this stuff is being manipulated, and they doing shit to the soul for their own reason and own purpose. Same with the water. And this is going to be an issue, family, because like I said, I was listening to this prepper earlier, and he said, yeah, once they get the food and they get the water, they got you under control. No matter what happens or what you're going to do, they're going to offer you and say, do this or do that, because you're going to want to drink and you're going to want to eat. And once they got a hold of you, because it's no self-efficiency. They don't want nobody to be self-sufficiency. They was even talking about how the government claiming that they own the damn sky and you can't collect rainwater. And I agree. Water is free. Water come out the air, but you can't even collect rainwater. It's illegal. So even if you own your own property and it's over your property, they're saying you don't own the sky. But you don't own the sky either. So do we supposed to pay for the rain when it wash our house? You know what I mean? And clean off our roofs? We got to pay for that water too? It's just a ridiculous thing. Shalom, Elder Don P. I see you on the show. You got anything you want to say? Naphtali, you got anything you want to say, sis?
Light camera ahead.
I'll let the sister go first. Go ahead, Niecy.
No, I'm just taking it in. Shalom, Elder Don P. But I'm just taking it in because I wasn't aware of this bacteria in the soil. That's a game changer right there, because that means that the food is going to start being more contaminated, and the soil, everything gets into the water. It's just Yeah, this is interesting. I had to really look into this some more. I wasn't familiar with that.
Yeah, and you see how crazy it is and how fast shit happening and how things are speeding up. And man, DeBall, we was just talking about this. Man, Qanath was talking about this earlier about how things seem like they speed and shit up. They speed and shit up real quick. You got all this different stuff going on. And now this is happening. And it's starting to make you think, like, wait a minute, like, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Go ahead, Don P.
So yeah, y'all may not know this about me, but I've been in the water industry since 2007. I started out working for a company that kind of got me from out of the auto industry, and then I started my own company in 2013. So water purification and sanitation systems and all that, Don P's your man. So we do primarily commercial systems because we lease them. But you know, family, hey, sell you a system, put it in the house. Our system has a 9-stage process that it takes water through, but in the sanitization in our systems, we use colloidal silver. And I don't know if you know about colloidal silver and the properties of colloidal silver and its ability to basically eradicate bacteria and viruses. We also use, we strip the water down, take everything out of it, and then we rebuild it. We make new water. And so the water has a pH of 8.5. I don't know what the antioxidant, the ORC value is of it, but it's up there too in terms of what we use, because we infuse the water back with all these minerals and so forth. The other thing is, DeBar, you and I got to get together on this website, man. So my greenhouses just came in, and I'm looking at the overall system now to put it together. And so you and I need to talk about that more. Don P is launching the Urban Grow Company, where you can buy Urban Grow boxes and rounders, and I'm doing that with my brothers in F.O.P.E and some other folks. But it's going to be a beautiful thing, and we can even get you up to a point where you have a greenhouse, you know, an easy to assemble greenhouse, easy to take down greenhouse. I like to test everything on myself first, so that's why I'm like buying stuff and doing it. So the next thing I have to do is get them the planters and put some seed and some soil into them greenhouses, because I heard that a couple days ago about the soil and the water. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I know exactly what to do on both of those. But cool thing is, man, what we're looking at and what we're going for, the Most High has already been pressed on my heart, man. Just be out by the first of the year. Just be out. So anyway, because this place, man. Oh, I did want to say this. Because you're going to have these conspiracy theorists talking about, oh, it's the Illuminati and all this other stuff. But it's not. It's the Most High. He's serving these folks what they deserve. He's repaying them right now. And it's a terrible, beautiful thing to watch. But at the same time, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of Dodge. So anyway, I'm going to sit back and listen a little more. If you guys want more information, I'm going to give it to brothers so that they can provide that information in regard to water and growing your own stuff. And we're even going to launch stuff where you can grow indoors in your house. Utilize the space that you have. So we'll be talking more about that in the future.
Con. I just wanted to weigh in real quick. So the link just went out. So folks that are online, you know what I'm saying, you probably seen it. I just want to talk about this real quick. So this is a whole house water filtration system, and it has UV protection as well. The UV ultraviolet protection will scan and actually destroy many bacterial elements, like in this article right here, so that you can continue to bathe with the water. Right. Again, I would not drink any of these kind of waters. And look at this. It says most healthy people who come in contact with the bacteria never develop melioidosis, the CDC said, but symptoms are non-specific and vary depending on where someone's infected, but can include fever, localized pain and swelling, headaches, and seizures. So this is not a game, y'all. I mean, this thing is serious. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we just need to protect ourselves, because they are basically weaponizing the water supply now. So first we had weaponization of, obviously the culture, obviously the information we receive, and the entertainment industries, but now they're weaponizing food. So now food is a weapon that you got to be concerned with.
Biological war now. Now they're doing biological war.
Oh, there you go. Biological. Yep. So
hey, I got news for you. They've been weaponized the water. They weaponized the water 2 years ago. That's why you had outbreaks in certain patches. They were putting something in the water, which I know about. There's a documentary out there called What's in the Water or something to that effect. You can only see it on Odyssey. You can't see it on YouTube. But notice where the outbreaks in that thing was going on. They were doing it through the water.
Con. And Don Yehuda says, he said you might want to boil the water first, then filter it once it's cooled. So that's a good recommendation as well, family, because again, even if you can't, get maybe an expensive water filtration system, you definitely want to just kind of go back to maybe the old way of doing things, where you just boil the water and then filter it afterwards. But this is why we got to be very vigilant. We have to be situationally aware, and then we got to look for solutions to these problems, because what they're doing, and remember the scripture said in Babylon, there are going to be plagues. So the Most High is sending forth these plagues. So anyhow, that's all.
In the midst of war, you're not going to want to fight when you're thirsty and hungry and you starving. You're going to be too weak. That'll give them an opportunity to run down on you. You got to protect your family. So if you're not eating, you're not getting yourself in good shape, you're not taking your vitamins, trying to keep your health up, and then these people come in and they already poison the water. They doing anything to pry down your body to the lowest of the low, so you can want to give out, because that's what it seems like what's going on. If you ask me, that's what I'm saying.
My understanding is that they've reinstated the draft and increased the age. Did anybody else hear that?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. They did.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's why we got to go too, because I am not fighting for some damn country that enslaved my people and treated us like this, and now I'm supposed to go, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, remember I spoke on something like this a while ago. I was telling somebody it had a movie where they was fighting in the future, and they would send the elderly people first to go fight. I forgot the name of it. They was fighting these type of machineries.
They always try to kill the older people first. Except for themselves.
Yeah, they made all the senior citizens go fight, which was crazy. I forgot the name of it. I never got to watch it, but I saw a preview of it where they was drafting them to go fight in a futuristic war.
That's
was crazy.
Do you know what was the age that they reinstated?
That's what it's going to be like too, fighting Russia and China. A futuristic war like a mug.
I don't remember the age, but
they got some crazy weapons. And they match the description in the scripture of them folks coming from the north.
But I want to say this too, right? You notice that now, since the food shortage has started, and I'm not for sure if y'all not understanding or been watching, but they've been posting a lot of stuff about cannibalism. They got a show coming out on Netflix talking about cannibalism, as if cannibalism is a normal thing. And y'all should watch that, because shit that they promote a lot It's something behind that. Mute your mic for a minute, Don P.
Nope. Sorry.
Once y'all need to understand that. Why is they starting to promote cannibalism all of a sudden? Why are they putting out these shows and these documentaries about people eating human flesh? Because I think that I know that that's going to happen, but they putting the shit in plain sight. So we need to be aware. That's why they doing this. But go ahead, Doc.
Con. Yeah, I was just gonna say that I found on the website here it said that the age, all men from ages 18 to 64 will now be eligible for the draft.
64.
Now, yep. 64, which is crazy because 64,
you're retired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, this right here, this looks like an unwinnable war strategy. Like, why would you want to have men that old in war? And sisters, guess what? You're not exempt either now because of equality and all this feminism and stuff like that. Now women can be drafted as well. So this is not looking good because think about children for a second. What kind of, a lot of people are going to be, unfortunately, wrongfully imprisoned, right? Because they don't want to participate in this world war, this global war because if you don't participate in the draft, you're going to be criminalized, right? So, so a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to be wrongfully imprisoned. Many families are going to be broken and separated and displaced. So I think, guys, to kind of echo back to what Don P was saying, Elder Don P. Yeah, I'm not again. We're not on this campaign of fear and running away. But if the scriptures tell us, and if we're being unctioned by the Spirit to leave, I think that's a wise strategy given all of the things that we're starting to see. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the brother Mario Ya. Soylent Green is another good movie about the cannibalism. So check that one out as well.
Okay, I don't know if y'all heard this. It was like maybe a couple weeks ago. There's a company in, I believe it's in Sweden. They got the patent for imitation human flesh. Like Incredible Meats, imitation human flesh or human flesh flavor. Okay? So this cannibalism is like really real. They used to eat us in the past. They still, every now and again when they can grab us with some fava beans and a Qanath, they eat us. We are the delectable Negroes if you've never heard of that book. And so that's some real stuff. And when food gets short, I know y'all heard of the Donner passage.
But they
ain't got no problem.
This is why I was telling everybody about exactly what Elder Don P saying, right? This is why I'm saying what I'm saying about y'all don't got no food and y'all go out there in that shit when shit getting crazy. You're crazy. You're stupid because we can live without eating meat. I know I can. I don't have to eat meat every day to go crazy. But these white people, Esau and the rest of them, oh no, they want to meat. I just watch plenty of hunting movies and survival movies when it comes to them. And they be out there just chewing on some bread and some little grain. They get real crazy. I ain't gonna make it if I don't get no meat in my belly. That's how they are, man. Because they are more of a savage, cannibalistic type of species. They're not really human. You feel me? So they don't believe in going without flesh. You see what I'm saying? They need flesh to live. They need flesh. So this is why I was trying to get everybody to understand. Y'all saw how the pandemic went crazy over toilet paper and over fucking paper towels. Now ain't no meat on the shelves. Imagine how savage these people is really going to get. They're going to try to get all the meat that they can get possible. And when that shit run out, and these people ain't crazy. They ain't trying to eat no fucking synthetic meat that Bill Gates got. They're going to start picking out some of you niggas. and they're gonna have somebody on the grill.
Yeah.
And you know, white
Yeah.
people love their dogs, and they ain't eating them. Trust me, that ain't gonna happen.
And let us not forget, y'all. For you brothers and sisters that live in the South, it could easily quickly go back to a Jim Crow situation where they lynching niggas and then they starting to do the delectable Negro thing because there's a massive food shortage of meat. Okay, so I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all, but if you check out the book Delectable Negro, you will absolutely see that they actually were infatuated with eating parts of our bodies, y'all. They even came up with recipes and ways to cook us. So this thing is out of this world, and it's just crazy. But here's another article, y'all, just so that you know, we can kind of put this in context. Now, Nancy Pelosi. Now, look how strong China is, and I want to talk to good old Edomites out here. Your friendly Edomite neighbor, right? Y'all ain't got a problem with us. See, y'all get so focused on what black folk doing that you don't see that your damn kingdom's being stolen by Mr. Kung Fu or Kung Flu. Mr. Kung Flu out here is getting ready to take over because you're so worried about keeping the Negro down and oppressed. Well, check it here. Look at here. China warns. Elder Don P, real quick. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
I just made it up.
All right, Con. China warns Pelosi trip marks invasion and military has right to fire on her plane. Whoo! I'm gonna read that again. Let that sink in, white America. While you focused on oppressing us, you got bigger problems than us, right? And all we wanted to do is just have some damn equality, you know, take care of our family. We ain't provoking war the way these Chinese are. Mr. Kung Flu out here sending you a strong ass message. Pelosi, you go to Taiwan, that plane will be in flames. If that's not a provocative move, I don't know what is. Godly. And I'm gonna tell you this, Mr. Kung Flu, and what's that dude, Mr. Danielson? No, what was the sensei in Mr. Miyagi? Okay, so Mr. Kung Flu and Mr. Miyagi, okay, they letting you know they got some big balls. They letting you know that yeah, Pelosi, don't you bring your ass over to Taiwan and be in our shit. You stay your ass right over in America. That's what they telling them. Okay, so y'all need to focus on some real stuff. Okay, stop being infatuated with the black community for a second and focus on the world that you're in charge of. You're losing power and influence over the earth. And this is starting to show and reveal your weakness as a race. And this is how we know our deliverance and salvation is drawing nigh. Because now your enemies are talking to you with no fucking respect for your military, America. Do you see how they talk to y'all? This is crazy.
And also the threat to Biden. Did you hear about that? That they threatened Biden today?
Yeah. First of all, you could this is how you know Biden has the lowest presidential ratings ever. Like they tried to they was like trying to deflate Trump's approval ratings, but they couldn't even inflate Biden's was so low that they inflated it and the shit still was horrible.
It's crazy.
So, and this man is damn near senile. He can't read from a teleprompter. Oh my God. I mean, even, you know, here's the thing. When Germany was controlling the world back in, you know, what was it? Second World War. Yeah, World War II. Okay. Hitler was strong. You know, now we don't agree with Hitler at all, but he was a strong leader. You know, what the hell is a Biden though? Biden is weak as hell, falling down the damn stairs, slipping and coughing and sick and everything. I mean, this is just not a good look. But you know what? For us Israelites out here, it is a good look, because what we're seeing is those who oppress God's chosen people, you're looking very weak. And there's some scriptures we could pull too about how Babylon, her dress is being pulled up, her skirt is being lifted up, and now her enemies, they got that heart. Okay. Her enemies, they got the heart now. Look at what Kim Jong-un, how he speaks to America now. Okay.
Oh yeah,
so
Kim Jong-un came out saying he ready. He don't even care. He blatantly said it. So that should tell y'all something right there, that all the different world powers is starting to come up against them now. They're not afraid anymore.
Oh, let's look at that. Let's look at that tweet right there at the bottom. Now, this is some real China. You know, it's funny. You know, the Chinese don't have to march on the street for rights. The Chinese don't have to sit up here and put a hoodie on, lift up a pack of Skittles and iced tea. Okay. China, there's a Chinatown in every big major city. This is how much power they have. But I'm going to read this tweet real quick just to let white America know what time it is. While they sit up here stressing over Negroes and what the hell Negroes going to do in these cities. Internationally, they got some real problems. Look at this right here. It says, if U.S. fighter jets escort Pelosi's plane into Taiwan, it is invasion. I forget what that, I don't know what that means. PLA, I guess it's their military. The PLA has the right to forcibly dispel Pelosi's plane and the U.S.
The House of Representatives just passed an assault rifle weapons ban today. I didn't know that either.
Well, guess what? It ain't official until it passed the Senate. So if it passed the Senate, you know. But this is crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. How do you? This is how you know this government. I'm gonna stay on this tangent for a second. This is how you know this country is finished. Literally, the Second Amendment says you cannot infringe on the right. So if you're doing an assault weapons ban, which, by the way, it's not an assault weapon. Nobody can buy an assault weapon. That's a class 3, and class 3 is a machine gun.
Shalom,
hey, shalom. So a class 3, or what they're calling an assault weapon, is a semi-auto AR-15. But that's just going to create a civil war because these white folks know the laws. Us black folks, we don't know, but or most of us, many of us don't know. But bottom line is, let me get back to this thing, because this is some real war rhetoric right here, y'all. This is crazy. It says the PLA has the right to forcibly dispel Pelosi's plane and the U.S. fighter jets, including firing warning shots and making tactical movement of obstruction. If ineffective, then shoot them down. Man, that's some serious language right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's more than a threat. That's actual war talk. And usually, they would never say no shit like that out their mouth, especially against the U.S.
Nah,
they don't care.
It used to be a time they was afraid of America. They not afraid no more. You know what this is? This is some geopolitical profanity. You know how people start cussing at each other before the shoving start? Yeah, this is geopolitical profanity. They cussing that. They say, I dare you to go up in our backyard. We will shoot your ass down. Believe that. Now we're gonna give you a warning shot, but Pelosi gonna be pretty much in pieces.
It's where now you're no longer untouchable and you're not a bully no more. So when they start getting back on a bully now, and the bully can't fight, you know what I mean? The people that they picking on, because they fighting them back. And that's just what we're saying now. They starting to fight back. And this is why we telling y'all family that it's going to get bad. Because I feel like the Most High is speeding things up. They implemented the draft back. They raised the age. Okay. They talking about they got a bacteria in the soil and the water. They already recalled 1,700 different drugs. If you don't see that this shit is at the front door right here, I don't know what to tell the people. And I don't know why other Israelites or platforms ain't warning all these people in their congregation to tell them, look what the hell is going on. Y'all should be preparing, and letting these people know. I asked Elder Qanath, I said, Elder Qanath, We was talking yesterday. I said, man, do Sinetta know what's really going on out here? Do he know it's a food drought, a famine, all this shit is happening? He should be warning our people and just black people, period. Like, to say, hey, you know, family, what y'all think about this? And, you know, get yourself together. We got a lot of things going on here. I say people with these bigger platforms, right? And this ain't got nothing to do with religion. I don't care what you believe in. I'm talking about us as a people. We need to warn our people what's going on, because this shit is getting bad. This has nothing about debating a doctrine thing. Fuck all that shit. This is a black people thing, a us thing. Like, look, Negro, all we got is us. When the race war come, all we got is us thing. It has to be that type of thing now. Fuck the doctrine. I don't care if you're Kemetic, Islamic, Christian, Buddha, whatever you're claiming. It's a us thing now, a Negro thing. And this is where it's coming to. We got to start talking like this, y'all, because this shit is serious, and we're gonna need each other.
You know, and I think you in the spirit, King. You in the spirit. I just want to say this is part of the gather yourself together, O nation, not desire. See, the Most High don't give a damn about what the hell you believe, your doctrine. He said, "O nation, that's not desired." There's only one nation of people, or one type of people that are not desired, who get called every name in the book, every color in the book, except for being called who they truly are, which is the children of Israel. All right. No, so it's just interesting.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, King.
No, they're not going to offer us reparations, no matter what. The scriptures tell us that we're not going to get anything from nobody. The Lord going to reward us, and we're going to leave out a great substance. So it don't matter if they I don't care if they told nigga that you ain't getting no money. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't even put it past it. It'd be stupid for me to go fight and end up dying before my time, because the scripture say you can die before your time, because somebody going to tell you that they're going to pay you. If you plan on paying me, I want it up front, and I need it in per kilo gold bars. That's what I want. I don't want no paper. I don't want no credit. I don't want no car. I want pure gold, because no matter what, with pure gold, those bar golds that they got in Fort Knox and all them places, that's how you start a nation with. You got gold. So if you give me gold, I got a nation. I got power. You ain't give me no gold, you ain't give me no money. So I need gold bars and silver bars. And I ain't talking about them little ones you buy to put in your little safes at your house. I'm talking about the big ones, the heavy ones, like on Die Hard, the Samuel L. Jackson had when he was running with it and he broke the window. I need that shit there. That's what I want.
Yeah. Go ahead, and I want to back that up, because 40 acres and a mule was about land, right? And then that mule, you see what I'm saying? Those were resources. All right. So gold is also a resource. All right. It's a precious metal, and it maintains its value. See, the issue with our people with reparations is they want money. Well, money is fiat. Fiat is basically confidence. And if you get in paper money where people are actually losing confidence in it, that exchange or that currency is basically worthless. Your toilet paper has more value. Exactly. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we got to be careful, because that reparations thing, it's pretty much like political chess. All they doing is making themselves look good by saying, yeah, black folks are going to get reparations. Well, how are you going to determine who's black and who's not black? Because I already know there's only one way to figure that out, and that's in the scriptures. That bastard understanding, right? Deuteronomy 23:2. You see what I'm saying?
That real bloodline.
That real bloodline. Yeah, see?
Mixed up and all that bullshit. That ain't got nothing to do with it. These people know who's who. And they know bloodline is important. And they get mad at me when I say it, right? And I tell them, how come the Rothschilds indirectly mix with their own people? They sleep with their niece and their cousin and their brother and sister, because they know keeping the bloodline pure is the most important thing. Not to sleep out the bloodline, not mixing with a race or another nation. They know that. That's why they do that kind of shit. We ain't supposed to sleep in close to kin. We can sleep with your cousins, but not close to kin with your brother, sister, and sister-in-law. We know when we read the scriptures, but that's how you keep the bloodline pure. And that's why they still do it and practice that shit to this day. But our people too ignorant. Oh, he's mixed with a white guy. He's an Israelite. That's why you can't tell these niggas nothing. You can't tell nothing. But go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, Queen Elizabeth, right, in England. Who was it? Her name is Kate Middleton, I think it was. I hope I'm saying the right woman.
Sure.
The one that had the black mother.
Oh, I don't know who that was.
Yeah, I don't, man. I don't follow these people either. Meghan Markle. You sure that's? Oh yeah, Meghan Markle or something like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
Meghan Markle wasn't accepted, right? She wasn't accepted because she had black blood. Okay. So the Queen Elizabeth understood exactly what race purity is all about. It's only our people, man, and it's really just the one Westers out there. I'm gonna call them that, the one Westers. The one Westers out there, they seem to believe that everybody can make it. You know, I mean, if you got a little bit of Edomite blood, cool. If you a Spaniard, cool. If you Mexican, cool. If you, I mean, it's just crazy. The doctrine makes no sense. Even they don't have a good response other than the seed of your father. And it's like, dude. But then we go to Tobit 4:12 and we say, hey, the Bible's telling us to deal with the seed, to get a woman of thy father's tribe from the seed of thy father. So it's like, come on, y'all, stop playing games. But anyhow, just wanted to point out that even Queen Elizabeth is all about race purity. It's only us. We're the chosen, and yet we don't really enforce being pure, racially pure. You know what I'm saying? So we need to really.
Family, anybody want to come on and join the conversation? Y'all more than welcome. Anybody want to come on? But other than that, we're going to keep it going. And let y'all know, like I said, what's going on in my area. The medical supplies is pretty much depleted again. A lot of the meds is gone out the stores. They not stocked up. So that lets me know when it get cold, stock up on cough medicine, halls, pain medicines and shit like that. Because once they control it and ain't no more, you got a toothache or some shit that you don't want to go to the doctors for, and they trying to force vaccines on you. Then you gotta figure out how you gonna medical yourself. I called my uncle today. He's a retired EMT, and I asked him, can he train me and show me how they do as an EMT, the basics and all that. So he said, yeah, he'll teach me everything. Told me, did I get a book? I said, I'm gonna find a little manual book on Amazon, and he's gonna show me hands-on how to revive somebody and all that shit that he known for the 30-something years that he was a firefighter EMT. So I think that's important. So I decided I'm gonna do that just in case something happened. I may get shot, may need to stitch up a gunshot wound, stab wound, you know. And I'm keep promoting this to everybody. Become a Renaissance man, become a Renaissance woman, be a person of many tricks and many trades, because you never know now, the time we living in, what the fuck the situation could be. Like, we all on me, the Gabar, Don P, Naptown, all of us could be together and something could happen. Somebody might need medical treatment. If nobody don't know what the fuck to do or nothing, how can we help each other out? We're useless. So we need to know different shit and how to help each other. You know what I'm saying? We got to become as a Renaissance person and be a person of gifts and many different trades. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know, even with your own kids. If you know you ain't dealing with the system and they trying to implement the system and you can't go to the hospital no more, it's best for you to know some type of medical shit. If you don't, you're being stupid. And don't want to call people that, but I'm just saying, man, we got to start thinking outside the box now, because they're trying to box us in. So we got to fight this shit in every way we can. And this is what the Most High was putting on my spirit and putting it and telling me what to do. So that's why I'm doing it. So I hope everybody else, figure out what they need to do, and don't be lost out there. What up?
Absolutely, King. And I'm gonna wrap it up like this. Let's be self-sufficient, y'all. We know we come from a first world country. Really the greatest economy, the greatest country in the planet right now. But that is soon to be challenged. China's rising, but this country has spoiled us with all the many conveniences that it provides. Those conveniences have made us weak, and we have traded convenience, right? And we traded that when we used to be self-reliant. So we traded self-reliance for convenience. And now that everything's convenient, now they've manipulated us into being dependent on a system. And then now that system is failing, guess what? You don't know anything anymore. You're not self-reliant anymore because you've lost those skills, and the previous generations didn't pass that down. You know, that's what I was kind of echoing back to when our great grandparents and our grandparents everybody had a pantry. You know what I'm saying? Today, you look in people's houses, maybe the upper classes have pantries, but the working class, right? Those who live in check to check, those who might be lower middle class, maybe they're not prioritizing putting some money away to put some food away. So it's good now that we start to practice those things, because as things begin to get worse, because they're already getting worse. Okay, all of this society is an illusion. It's an illusion to make you think that everything's just fine, and that's what they're going to say. We're here to help. Everything's fine. Meanwhile, everything is failing. Okay, China, Russia, I think it was Brazil, some other countries, the ones in the BRICS countries, they're dumping the US dollar, making the dollar weak. All right. So gas prices going up. Matter of fact, I think all OPEC countries are making about, I think they said like 20,000 a second or something like that, because of just the inflation from the oil supply and the oil demand now, you know? So it's a lot going on, family. We got to be aware, and more importantly, let's learn skills so that we can be self-reliant and not codependent.
And also, what they saying in this recession too, what they're going to do is print more money and dump more money into the economy, but that's going to make inflation even worse because the products is lesser. So when stuff is more in demand, prices is going to even rise even more. So even if we did get a little bit of money, you're still not going to see nothing, and you're still not going to grow as a people, because like I was saying before, hold on, Don P, I'm going to mute you for 1 second. Like I was saying before, sooner or later, canned goods is going to be $5 a can just for one can of soup or whatever. Trust me, it's going to get there the way that they're going. They said that gas is going to go up in the winter, electricity is going to go up in the winter, water is going to go up in the winter, and food is going to go up. So you got these 4 things that's about to go up again, and they're going to rise. That's why we're telling everybody, shop early, get your shit while you can, get everything you need and whatever you think you need to survive in stores now. We know about the rolling blackouts and the issues with the grid. Now, some people may not think that, hey, America might not have an issue with the grid, but I think we are if they keep fucking around with this HARP shit. I mean, Naphtali said where she lived at, they had a blackout with the storm and wiped the water, and y'all saw what happened when she walked in Sam's Club. So, hey, you don't want to get caught off guard with that. You want to have a way to heat your house if the grid go down or anything. I'm just saying, do that so you don't be left in a position where now you have to depend on them, or you have no choice, or you can't stay in your home, or you can't eat. You're crippling yourself. But go ahead, Elder Don P.
Yeah, I was just like a few different things you guys were talking about. That whole lifting the age of the draft. What do you think the majority of the American male population is? And where's the wealth contained? Is contained in that age group, of that down. Plus, then you look at Social Security. They got a lot of reasons for raising it up. Plus, they want to kill all the old people anyway, like they try to do in this whole thing that we've been through. So that's that on that. The other thing is, a couple days ago, Russia and China announced that they're initiating a currency backed by gold. So that's going to destroy the petrodollar economy that's backed on nothing. And so we can kind of watch things unfold. Folks need to start watching their money, start moving their money into whatever they need to do. Get the cash. If you got it, get the cash. It's not going to have value for long. Like Shashan was saying, they're going to dump a lot of dollars into the economy. And what that's going to do is it's going to heat the economy up. You're going to have more dollars chasing fewer goods. That's called inflation, folks. So My thing is, I'm trying to either wiggle into another currency or wiggle into gold until I can do what I need to do. So, anyway, plan G4 fair.
Oh. Con. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's interesting because I was watching a video. It's funny because Sanitation happened to be on it. And they were talking about what we need to do to be self-sufficient. And I think I shared it with the FOPE family. But basically, it really boils down to this, y'all. And I think a lot of this is recycled fear. And it's not easy, but one of the things that I think we struggle with as a people, we've been so accustomed and so socialized and so programmed into being a part of the matrix that we get scared of a reality outside of it. And let me give you a perfect example. Sanitation was on a platform with different brothers and sisters who were in the continent, right? The motherland. And they were like, look, all you really got to do is just go get your farm, and you could do like a pseudo Amish thing in Africa. And he was saying, the white guy that you're seeing, sport with a nice sporty car and this, that, and the other, man, he's businesses in Africa. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard because there's a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of mind control, there's a lot of normalcy bias, and the fact that we've been accustomed to this matrix, the system, getting jobs, even to a certain extent, the materialism. We've been sold in the inner city just nothing but materialism, consume, purchase, stunt. Get that nice chain, get that nice watch. If you a sister, get that nice Chanel bag. You know what I'm saying? Go get some Prada shoes, red bottoms and this, that, and the other. So we've been marketed and manipulated to always produce in the matrix and enslaves ourselves. That the thought of really gaining some independence and being self-sufficient, that's a scary idea. That's a scary notion to us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start to break out of that. And I think that's also a part of repentance. When we go into the wilderness with Yahawashi, man, the conveniences of electricity, maybe we dealing with, Christ, he could make anything, but will everybody have electricity in their tent? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll have fire, you know what I'm saying? But will we have AC out there? Probably not. So these are things that we need to start to break away from. That doesn't mean that you can't be comfortable without those conveniences. It's just that we got to live more of a real life. You know what I'm saying? Think about this, y'all. AC is pretty much new, in the 18th century and so forth. We were on plantations, and many generations live without all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting how much technology has progressed in such a short amount of time, and how we can't even conceive of a world where our grandparents and our great-grandparents and people before them lived. Many of them didn't have AC and electricity and TV and internet and a cell phone in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? So we got to begin to remind ourselves that these are just convenient tools, but these tools don't stop you from living.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to break ourselves away from certain things and get back one with the earth. You know what I'm saying? And get in touch with the place that we was created out of, where we can start telling time without having a phone, just by looking in the sky and gazing at the stars. We got to get back to all those things. A lot of things was taken away from us because really using technology made us lazy. It's like, oh, we don't need that. We don't need that no more. And that's an issue. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that we got to start accomplishing and going back, because when we see World War III, it's happening, it's coming. And like I said, I think the Most High speeding things up from what we saying across the board. And I just don't think that nothing is going to get better. That's just my opinion. And I just hope everybody be prepared and ready for what's to come.
Con. A sis Yolanda says the draft thing is a hoax. Well, I hope she's correct. I really do, because I'll say this. Uh if I'm really serious about winning wars, there's no way I'm gonna have men over over 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. I'm not gonna have men over 50 participating in that war. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be inviting women in that age bracket as well. I mean, what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? So I hope it is a hoax, but I mean, it's been hitting the airwaves and so forth. So yeah, we just, I mean, I hope you're correct, and I hope we're incorrect, because I mean, I just would never imagine, people in their retirement ages going to war, being caught up in a war. That's crazy. So yeah, we appreciate that, sis.
Yeah, definitely, because like I said, we living in a rough time, family, and we just want to keep letting y'all know, warn y'all on what's going on out here, what's going on in the areas, what's happening. A lot of us ain't paying attention to it. I know we probably haven't been live in like a week. We had things that was going on. And we was doing stuff. I was doing stuff. The ball was doing stuff. They doing stuff behind the scenes. Naphtali doing stuff. We just trying to make things happen, but just being prepared at the same time. So, we making more time to do lives. I'm trying to, but I've been busy prepping and maneuvering things around my house, trying to get things set up, and not trying to get caught off guard. And we hope that y'all are doing the same. And hope that y'all still preparing yourselves. Like I said, we don't see nobody talking about this stuff. It's right here. I see GMS speaking about certain things, but I don't know if they prepping. But I'm just going to say, when somebody come and take the resources of the earth that you need to live off of and survive, you need to be prepped up, because if you, like I said, the mark of the beast, when you can't buy or sell, what can you do if you're not into the system or you're not going along with them? And a lot of our people have not learned anything from Hurricane Katrina and many other atrocities that happen on the earth. They're not going to do nothing for us. You know what I'm saying? The only people going to do something for us is us. They're not going to save us. They ain't going to give us no food. We're going to be last on the totem pole for everything. And then when they do something for us, it's going to come with some type of consequence, some type of exchange. So if you know that, and you got to sacrifice this, or maybe your livelihood, just to eat and drink some fucking water, is it really worth it? And then the food you eating and the water you drinking ain't really saving your life. It's just causing you to have a slow death, because it's already poisoned and tainted anyway and synthetic. It's not even real. It's worse than the shit you've been eating. So it's like the blue pill, red pill thing, a double-edged sword. Pick your poison. Either you want to die fast or die slow. Well, if I gotta die, fuck it, then let me go. I damn sure don't want to die slow and have to suffer. So you can take me out quick. And that's just opinion. Go ahead out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just interesting. I think all of these afflictions and all of these discouraging realities that we're seeing in the news and the media, I think a lot of that is to really, the Most High is waking up his people, his chosen, his elect, because what he's showing us is that I'm going to break you away emotionally and mentally, right? Because some of this stuff, y'all, I mean, when you read the headline, like, really, you can't turn your damn water on and go shower? You telling me I got to be afraid or concerned about a damn bacterial infection because the people who control the water supply ain't doing what they fucking get paid to do? I mean, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of this is to really begin to make America so unbearable for the chosen, the elect, you know what I'm saying, the Negroes, that we just now say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm about to go. And then I saw some questions. I think there's one question in the chat, where will we be in the wilderness during World War III? Well, World War III will happen first. The wilderness is going to happen after, right? And when you read Joel chapter 3, there's going to be a valley of decisions. There's going to be decisions that are made. So the Most High is bringing all the nations,
because the rebels got to get purged out in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and then the nation, all the nations is going to come and still try to fight.
Yep.
So that I think that's what they call Armageddon, the very last end of the war.
Yep.
Which yeah.
And just to give you some context on that, so when Yahawashi, right, the Black Messiah now, okay, not Jesus Christ, okay, but the Black Messiah, he is coming back with a heavenly host of angels, right? The chariots of the Most High, who everybody calls UFOs. He's coming back with a gang of angels, and Esau is going to get stumped, smashed, and destroyed. When you read Isaiah 61, it says he's going to make Esau drunk in the wrath of his fury, right? So Esau literally going to be, in a boxing match, when you jab somebody real good, give them that nice straight, they start getting drunk. That's exactly what's going to happen to Esau. He's going to be destroyed, okay? And he almost brings him to extinction, but he says, nah, they got to serve my people, right? So he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. So that prophecy has to pass. So Esau has to actually serve. Who's Esau? Your friendly neighborhood Caucasian person, right? They have to serve us for the things that they've done wrong to us. And they're going to be rewarded, not just what they've done. They're going to get double. All right. So they're going to get 2 times the things that they've done to us. They're getting 2 times of that cup. It's going to be horrible for them. Okay. But they're going to serve us. And all the other nations will be judged. And when they see that Esau gets destroyed the way he does, the ruling elite, the 1%, all of them who have all the technology and the control over governments and so forth and so on, when all of them get put down by Christ, okay, on Mount Zion, that's when we're going to rise up as a nation. And then we still, like my brother Sharshan was bringing out, we still got to deal with Israel, right? Judgment begins at the house of God. So we have some people, right? And this is globally now. This is not just the U.S. This is wherever the Negro people who have been scattered through slavery, all of those people are going to come back, those who are righteous, okay, come back in the wilderness, and they're going to be tested in a sense to see where they really stand in the law. Do they really love the law, or are they just following it? Because here's the thing, right? A rebel is someone that goes along to just get along. They're not really a believer. So a lot of brothers came into the truth, and a lot of sisters came into the truth, and they have husbands or wives who don't really believe, but they say, you know what, we'll stay together because you know what, we don't want to ruin our family, but I'm going to go along with what you believe in, right? Whether that's male or female. Okay. So those people who are rebels, but then you have another group called the transgressors, right? These are your camp brothers out here, hey, that Hispanic, oh yeah, come on, you could be my concubine, or you could be my wife, right? That Puerto Rican. And when we say Puerto Rican and Hispanic, we're talking about people who are not full-blooded Israelites, full-blooded Negroes with pigmentation. You see what I'm saying? So those people, those doctrines, right? Those doctrines lead to sin. It's very, a lot of people get tripped up with Moses and the Ethiopian woman, but the Ethiopian woman he took to marry was a Negro. Mm-hmm. She had Negro phenotype,
and the Most High allowed it.
And they seem to forget the Most High has mercy on whom He has mercy on. Everybody don't have the same damn story. So here, this would be foolish if I say, hey, my brother Sharshem had mercy on certain things, so I'm going to go do the same evil shit he did because he had mercy. No, I'm supposed to learn from my brother. We're supposed to learn from Moses and all the priests who went off, the Levites, who were supposed to be a Levitical priesthood who was pure, right? They were supposed to be a pure line or a pure tribe to show the rest of the 12 tribes how to do things correct. Well, they went off. So now brothers in One West sitting up here saying, well, since they went off, we could go off too.
Shalom, thank you. The Most High bless out. Shalom to the Scorn Man Bark podcast. Most High bless y'all.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. So yeah, man, so going back to the wilderness, the Most High has to plead with us face to face, meaning He's going to prove a friend, and He's going to deal with 2 groups, the transgressors and the rebels. The rebels are the ones who go along and get along. The transgressors are those who figure out ways to creatively sin, like see to your father. Creative sin. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? So those people are going to get judged and they're going to be destroyed. And the righteous that remains in the wilderness, they're gonna rule with Christ. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna take many years, so 1,000 years, okay, 1,000 years. So we got 400 to unlearn all the bullshit we learned under Esau. Okay, we got to unlearn that. Then another 400 years to learn the good stuff. Then another 200 years to actually be good at it. So the best of the best before we can be in the presence of the Most High. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And we could bring out a whole bunch of scriptures, man, but this would be like a 3-hour, you know what I'm saying, 3-hour lesson on all these things.
But my thing is, hey, now we really have to apply living through the law and how the law really works.
Mm-hmm.
How we should live by the law and being disciplined through the law and understanding the laws of the Most High. And that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of people say they believe, they love the Father until it's time for us to be tested. And like, listen, man, we can't do these things. This is the laws. This is what was given to us. This is how the Father wants us to live, you know? And we got to be tested through that. And I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? For the people, like I said, the rebels and those that's going to be purged out, they need to be purged out because the nation needed cleansing. You know what I'm saying? During these times, we can't satisfy our flesh, man. We have to, like the Most High said, He's going to write them in our inward parts so we can know to do them and keep them and teach our children. And that's what we need. It's to the point where, like I said, like in the book of Nehemiah, where brothers just don't want to let them go. They don't want to let the other nations go. They want to keep stumbling the block around. And that's the problem that I see. You know, even in the nation today, the scriptures tell you, hey, they're going to be drinking, smoking, eating, dancing until the flood came and Noah shut the ark. That's how I look at it right now in the nation of Israel. And with the brothers still doing the same stupid shit in the camps, making everybody bow down, kiss their feet. They more holier than thou. But y'all brothers not telling y'all people, listen, get prepared, get ready for war, get war ready. Most of the time, get war ready, get your body together, eat a little lesser, start fasting a little bit, pray a little more, get yourself together for when Jacob's trouble come. You know, hey, if I don't have an opportunity to eat a meal a day, I'm okay. I drink a little bit of water, I'll be fine. He's telling me that because there's going to be the time where when you thinking that you want something or don't need something, it's when you really want to eat then. That's when you really want to drink a lot. It's those times. But, you know, once your mind is focused on something else and you like, listen, man, we got to live, you sacrifice. You think. There's certain shit you ain't going to do now. You ain't worried about going outside. You ain't worried about no party. See, these guys, they Israelites, but they're in a club. They throwing money on naked women because that shit is important to them. Getting war ready ain't important to them. One that congregation telling them, hey, this is about to go down ain't important to them. You know what I mean? Getting the most views on YouTube is important to them. You know? That all that stuff is foolishness, man. Like, why brothers is not telling them they got bigger platforms than us, the signs of the times. This is what we should be doing. You know? We should be prepared. They watching us. Who knows how long we're going to have internet up and running? Who knows how long we're going to be able to say still have these conversations to warn our brothers and sisters? Who knows what our other brothers and sisters and even our elderly and our seniors in our nation on here that's watching, that they might need some information to know what to do in a time of trouble, or they ain't got nobody else to turn to no more, or say if, you know, most high forbid something happened to us on our channels and they can't hear us no more. Whatever Israelites they can go to say, hey, these brothers say we should be doing this to get ready. And we telling you this is what's going on when you out and about and you seeing this and you seeing that. You see what I'm saying? You need to know these things because once this shit hit the fan and it's over, it's over. You ain't got nobody to rely on anymore. All you got is your hope, your faith in the Most High, and hope that you prepared yourself and got yourself ready for what's going to happen. And that's where we at. And like I said, it's so bad. I even got heathens, Gentiles that I work with that see the big picture and come to me and be like, what should I do? What should I buy? What should I get? I got 3 weeks of food ready for my family. I didn't understand this first. I didn't know it was that serious, but I see it's real serious. They seeing it. And these ain't Edomites, just these are other nations that's preparing themselves for what's going on because they see it's bad out here. And like I said, these Edomites, man, they ready. They got it all. They got all the high techs because the scriptures tell you it's going to be so bad they go hide themselves in the rocks. Who hiding themselves in the rocks in the earth? In the bunkers. That ain't us. They got bunkers. That scripture ain't talking about us. They got bunkers everywhere in their backyards, all over the place. A nigga can't afford a bunker. You feel me? We ain't got no bunker. Only bunker we got is a damn basement. That's if your state
That's right.
And where you live at can have a basement. That's the only place where we're gonna be able to dwell out at. We can't hide nowhere. That's why I be trying to tell people that prophecy ain't about us. We can't hide nowhere. We ain't hiding in the earth. We ain't hiding in the rocks. We here. We gotta face, like they say, Jacob's trouble, and we're gonna get persecuted. We gonna face it. We can't go in the bunker and close the door, tighten it, and we down here, doom, and then whatever's happening on the surface, we gonna have to deal with it, man. And I want y'all to be ready for it. I don't want y'all to get caught up out there. You know what I mean? For real, like, because it's going to be real bad, and people going to be eating people. People going to be getting kidnapped. Women going to be getting raped. They're going to be getting manipulated. You're going to have these Israelite men out here that's going to be manipulating sisters. These other people, these other nations, these heathen nations that's claiming they Israel. Watch how they end up going right back to their own people, and then they're going to be using their own people, taking their people with them, and using sex, all types of shit, man. Because it's opportunity. It's opportunity. But we need Negro unity and to unify ourselves to fight against everybody that's going to come against us. I even got into it with the people in the damn Popeyes today because the Popeyes was in the hood, and I was arguing with them saying, man, this was a black restaurant. Why ain't no black people working in here anymore? They said, there's a black person in here. They pointed to one person. They had him. And I said, wait a minute, this you in the hood. I grew up around this area. My grandmother lived in the projects right here. And this place was full of niggas. And now all I see is y'all. And y'all take it all day to take somebody's order. And they get mad to me, well, you don't want us to serve you? I said, it ain't the fact that I don't want you to serve me. It's the fact that why my people not here no more? What happened? Who took it over? Is this a franchise now? What happened to all the black people? And you in our neighborhood. This not your community? I said, and then other black people started like, yeah, you right. This was an all black thing. Like, we in the hood. What happened? What happened to our people? So they start to see it. And then I said, you won't see no soul food restaurant and no Mexican community. They just start talking Spanish and shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, but that's how they hustle us because we spenders. We spend more than we save. There's a book called Purchasing Power, and the money we spend is larger than pretty much. I think we come in like top 20 in terms of spending power and in terms of resources for certain countries. So just think about that for a second. If we just changed our relationship with money, and if we just had some type of solidarity, I know that's kind of hard. Because of white supremacy, the way we view ourselves, everything is, the white imagery and everything is so beautiful, and the black one is so dark and bad and ugly. But those things really do play in our psychology. And this is probably the reason why we don't see black businesses, because I remember a time when, like Sharshan was saying, it was nothing but black businesses and you had black employees. Now, Mr. Miyagi, he got the hair store. Mr. Kim got the food joint. I was in DC one time, and the Koreans caught on so well. They got soul food. They selling it to our people.
Exactly. They don't even know how to cook no damn soul food.
I mean, it's crazy, man. It's like, golly, do we see ourselves? Do we see how deep we fell in? Like, I mean, we really down in the damn sewer system. We're really down, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to change our relationship with that. But I wanted to touch on something you were saying about these damn camps, man. It's sickening to me, all the damn headlines. One camp I think is doing a damn Christianity blitz. It's like, dude, the scriptures tell us, man, to go to those who are worthy to hear this gospel. You know, why are you dealing with reprobate minds? You know what I'm saying? It's what, and then the thing is, it's kind of like you know, it's cool to, you know, spread the gospel, whatever, do that, you know, the truth, right? But you got to actually apply the truth, right? So you can't go create all these proselytes, but then in the house you're creating devils, right? Because one of the things we've seen with most of these One West camps is they have a hatred for black women, and they have a love affection and really a fetish for women of other races. And I've seen this and heard this by multiple people. And I don't know how many Facebook pages I've seen where brothers are getting with Hispanic and so-called Latino women, and they have no melanin. They looking like pretty much Becky with black hair. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. The white supremacy is really powerful on not only sisters' mind, but brothers' minds too. But meanwhile, they letting all this stuff happen. Talk about World War III. Talk about the fact that Joe Biden is pretty much a puppet president. He's even admitting it and made a mistake on the damn teleprompter. Talk about the fact that Pelosi's about to get, you know, basically shot down in an airplane. Nobody's made threats to America. Nobody would even think to do something like that or say something like that. Saddam Hussein would make certain remarks, and even Iran would make certain remarks and get shut down. You know what I'm saying? Now, today, China out here, big balls. You know what I'm saying? Big kahunas. They out here just saying what the hell they feel. Come over here, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to shoot you down. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad how these camps are not telling our people to prepare. And, you know, it goes back to that scripture. The watchmen are blind. They are dumb and greedy dogs. And if you think about why they can't speak out with all this COVID madness and everything that's happened, because they set up a covenant with the government, which is crazy because you agree with the policies that, think about this, you get to speak against your oppressor, but you agree with your oppressor's policies as he's oppressing your people. That's what 501c3 is all about. You have to agree. You have, basically, you've made an allegiance with the government of Satan. I mean, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's what makes you feel, you know, so upset about the situation, because it's like, I feel our platform not big enough, and you know, we don't get to warn enough people out here and enough brethren. We not reaching the masses like how we want to, but we trying to reach who we can, you know, to spread the word to let them know, hey, do this, do that, because it's coming, you know. And like I said, man, this shit is right at our front door, bro. Like, after reading that article today about the soil and the water, that's like, you know, it's right there. They already recalling the medicine, 1,700 different things, man. Come on, something's going on. And even though, you know, I think we're going to feel some shit this winter for us in 2022, but 2023, I think that's going to be some pressure that ain't nobody ever expected before. Like the scripture says, like a woman in labor, a woman in travail. I think that's the kind of pressure is going to be next
labor
year.
pain.
There's going to be some serious pain out here, and nobody going to know what to do. And hopefully, you know, we still got the internet up and can, you know, smooth some spirits and tell people, because the inflation is going to literally kill people. Like you ain't gonna be able to food no food. You feel me? Like, you gonna wish you had a goddamn garden, or you wish you prepped some food. That's how much shit gonna be, where you can't even buy your meals, either pay your bills or buy something to eat. You know what I mean? People gonna be shutting down, going out of business, because, like I said, ain't gonna be no meat like that. Ain't gonna be no more Burger King and McDonald's and Wendy's. And if they do, there's gonna be some shit that you ain't gonna want, because it ain't gonna be what you think. And I don't plan on being part of no cannibalism shit.
Nah.
Shalom, most I bless. To my brother.
All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. Shalom to love brethren on the panel and the love brother and sister in the chat. 12 tribes of Israel, all Negro. Just listening to the wise words that you brothers are bringing out concerning what we need to do to prepare for these times of tribulation that are pretty obvious close. So, I mean, America, what I perceive to be Babylon the Great, is just a really crazy place right now, man. World in general, when you just look at what took place in Indiana with the white boy paying the security to go up in the women's cells and rape them for hours, and when
Oh
you look
yeah,
at the
yeah,
food
that's
being
crazy.
short,
I
it's
forgot to
just
bring it out. Yeah, that's crazy. That was
man,
crazy.
Sharshan, when they say, like how it's saying in Ezra, when they say that wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth and her hurtful works are fulfilled, right? If you really think about it, Esau got the animals in zoos, aka prisons. He castrating them, putting machines in them. This is not going to boil over well with Yahweh. So, I mean, you can see that the earth is kind of getting to a point where something supernatural is going to have to come back and shut all of this down. That vibration is obvious in the earth. I digress.
Yeah, and that's why we on here saying what we saying, you know, because we want our people to understand, man. Like we're living in a rough time. It's going to get ugly, and we want y'all to prepare yourselves, you know, and be ready, because you know, as long as we on air, you know, with every ounce of strength in my body, I'm gonna be on here. I don't care if I gotta repeat myself 1,000 times. I'm gonna be telling y'all prepare, because that's what the Most High got on my spirit to let y'all know. Y'all need to prepare yourselves, because you ain't gonna hear it nowhere else, but you will hear it here. Y'all need to prepare yourselves, because soon as like people stop telling people, they start slacking and they forget. You know what I mean? And they get caught in the world again, and then that's when it's gonna come out of nowhere and punch you in your face. You know, like every day, all day is what I do is I wake up and I get ready, and in my head is think of another goal I can accomplish for what's to come today. Like I'm not worried about stuff that I really want for myself or anything or anymore. It's about I'm gonna work some overtime because I'm prepping, or I'm gonna make sure I got this just in case this happened. Or I got that just in case this happened, because I see where we at in the time, and this time is short. It ain't a thing where now is about we going on a bunch of vacations or chilling on the yacht parties or we counting a bunch of money. Like ain't nobody looking at that, man. Like you looking at it like money is about to be scarce. We're going in a recession. Food, water is scarce. You know, if people can't see the signs of the times, then you're just a blind person. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Go ahead, Ak. You can read the article. The ball, you on mute too. The ball.
All right, sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
I apologize. So yeah, I want to talk about this article real quick because this is actually in our backyard. Now, in the DMV area is the highest black middle class in any state is over here in Maryland. All right. But I want y'all to really get something from this article, which is that women used to actually, and they were programmed to hate guns. It was like, oh no, I don't want to shoot that. You know, I don't want to hurt anybody. Well, now they're starting to embrace guns, right? And it's because our people are being pushed in a systematically they're being pushed towards desperation. So crime is on the rise, like we've been talking about. And we've been also mentioning to you, sisters, that you ladies are going to be the first to be targeted, right? Depending on your level of resources and being self-sufficient, many of you will either go into prostitution or you'll try to gang up and form some kind of clique or crew or stuff like that. And I think that's very good, but there's going to be some women that have to sell their body to survive, because the bottom line is it's self-preservation. What are you going to do if there's no jobs, if there's no food? What do you do? You see what I'm saying? So this is where it's going to get really hard. Now, that's not going to I don't think that's going to happen in 2022, but as 2023 gets here and 2024, oh my God, I think it's just, and remember, like the brother Sharshan brought out, the contractions, and women can really appreciate this more so than us brothers. But right now, we like in the first trimester of pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? We getting ready to hit that second trimester. You see what I'm saying?
It's gonna be so bad that they're gonna actually appreciate a man, a good man, or a good guy with a right mental head on his shoulder.
And
That's
that's
how
what
bad it's gonna be.
I want to highlight that the oppression and the desperation is going to get so high that women will break out of the programming of independent woman, don't need no man, I can do all bad by myself. All of that shit is going to go right out the window. And it's going to be like, shit, you know what? And we've seen a little bit of this with the COVID stuff. Just so y'all know, when people were in those long lines, there were women on YouTube and on TikTok saying, listen, I don't want to be by myself. I don't care if I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Just let me be with you. Let me be protected. Let me contribute. Let me be. And what we're telling you, we're not promoting anything, but what we're telling you is that human civilization has never operated on solo dolo or
But the
be.
bar. Let me say this real fast. I'm gonna cut you off.
Are you good?
Honestly, this already happening, man. I be having women coming to me because they know I'm in polygamous, and they be like, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with being a second or third wife. And I'm saying it because they were just talking about the shit going on. Like, you know what? I be needing alone time, and I don't be wanting to be with my man. I enjoy being alone sometime and rejuvenating myself. And I thought it was funny because we was actually talking about it in ancient days, and she was like how men had multiple wives and stuff like that. And she was talking about how like the sisters hate each other. She was like in the programming, me and the sister was speaking about that, and she was like, she told her baby father, like, it's okay to get another woman. She said, you can have children with him and all that. She said, I got my son. I'm happy. But if you want to have more kids with somebody else, it's not a problem. We can have our home. But sometimes I need my alone time. She said, sometimes I don't want him around. And I was like, and then I guess he think that she crazy, but he was like, but she really mean it. Like, I'm for real. Like, and I see it, and I start saying this is going on with a lot of women out here that's really feeling that way. Like, you know, I don't want to be, you know, bounced on 24/7. You know, understand, you know, this man's sex drive is here, my sex drive is there, and like, you know what I mean? And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, like, it's crazy.
You know, it's funny. I just want to, you know, I know we're on a tangent real quick, but this is a good one real quick. You know, Hollywood has had the I guess the unsanctioned responsibility of telling us what to expect in relationships, right? Most of us have not heard from the opposite sex, right? So women haven't really legitimately asked men if they are really just thriving and dying to be monogamous. They have never asked them that question. It's always been pop culture kind of dictating the narrative. It's always been the dominant society. And I'm not knocking monogamy or anything that people agree to be a part of. All I'm saying to you is, where is the conversation between the sexes, right? We came out of slavery, and then from slavery, we went into society. Well, whose society we live in after, right? Because Black people had a thriving kingdom before white people came and made us slaves. We had culture and customs. And it's interesting, many of us won't ask the question, well, what was our family dynamic like? Right. And again, I'm not trying to promote anything. I'm just trying to help us not destroy our families, because many sisters, unfortunately, look at this as kind of like the highest virtue because of the, you know, the Cinderella stories, the romantic novels that they might be reading, or the Hollywood infatuation of just you and her, and, you know, y'all got y'all family, and they've really programmed them. But the problem is that that's Hollywood's story. We're Black people, right? We're the Israelites, or we're the children of Israel. We have a different story. And why haven't we taken any time out to figure out what our dynamic was before white people came and told us how to have relationships and how to form them? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to.
The ball, this is why it's so fake, though, right? Because a man could be with a woman that he loves and deal with that sister, right? And if you love that sister, y'all got a relationship. Why are you worrying about the other woman? If you met this woman and you like, look, I'm already married, I got a wife, I got kids, but a woman still fall in love with a man that's married, and she still want to be with him, and they'll be together. And then it's like, well, you don't really have a problem with polygamy. You just got a problem with thinking that you want to be seen in society as the only one, because that's what social media promote. You got to be on Facebook and all this stuff, and oh, that's my wife and it's my man, and I can't have him, da 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 da. And that's the issue that I think what goes on with the whole thing in polygamy too, is we live in a society now where social media has ruined everything, because everybody want to be seen and show this and show that. and there ain't no more privacy no more. Whereas if you do got 2-3 wives, that's your business. You feel me? But now it's everybody got to know your kids. Everybody got to know who the woman you with, because they promote being seen by everybody, and they care what people think. And I think that's the problem in society, is when we stop caring about what these other nations think and what they got to say about us, we will be fine, because they do all types of wickedness, all types of shit, but they're okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
you're right.
Majority, a lot of women out here, man, are really, like I said, if you got 4 or 5 baby fathers, you're polygamous.
You are. Yeah.
You can't really say you're not, because then why you call them different baby daddies? But it's actually in our blood. You know what I mean?
And I just want to help the audience understand, because I don't want this to turn into something that's unproductive, because again, I don't care what you decide, but let's be educational for a moment, right? So monogamy in its fullest definition means one person per life. Right now, what Hollywood is pushing is serial monogamy, which means commitment to that person that you're with at that time, which is actually a contradiction against monogamy, right? Which serial monogamy is under the definition of polygamy, but that's not really widely known. So I know sisters, sometimes this conversation might make them cringe. So I don't want to destroy, I don't want to rain on their parade, but what I will say is this is what we need to understand, right?
And the pushing of the same sex thing too.
Yeah, and that's this is the interesting thing. Sexual deviancy, right? Because some of this stuff was classified in the 70s as a mental illness. We don't want to get banned on this channel, so we're not going to say the alphabets, but y'all understand it, right? So sexual deviant behavior has more liberation and freedom than conservative biblical values that have been practiced for over 65,000 years. Monogamy is only 500 years old, just so you know, and it's never worked. So it's just interesting. All of this is education. We're not pushing anything on anybody, but the bottom line is that I think we owe it to ourselves and to our community to women should ask men, well, do you prefer or do you desire? And it shouldn't be about emotional guilt or manipulation. You should really ask that question, because I guarantee you, women and you sisters out there, you would be shocked to hear the results, right? Most men are not dying to be monogamous. Now, the next question you might want to ask that person, if they're not dying to be monogamous, which 99% of the brothers out here probably won't, is can you afford it? And then what type of system are you're going to create, or is he going to create, to make that situation sustainable? But again, I know it's hard to be objective because there's a lot of programming, and that programming is very tough to defeat. I see it on Facebook all the time. And typically what people do when they want to shut down or be anti-progressive is they use all the bad examples, like, oh yeah, look at this person, he's living off all these women. Well, that's a bad example. I could go get a bad monogamous example, and then you'll be like, what? Right? So it's the same thing in reverse. But anyhow, I don't want to harp on that. I just wanted to say, listen, family, sisters like Shahrazad Ali, many others, we need to learn our history and learn our culture outside of white supremacy. Okay, when we were made slaves, they pushed and forced that monogamy on us, and that is well documented. But go ahead,
I think because even more than what you're saying, our women are going to shackle up with more men that's suitable to take care of them, because they're not, even though if they monogamy or not, and they feel that way, and they got somebody that's going to love them, protect them, I don't even think they going to care no more when this shit get crazy. They ain't going to care if this man got a wife, 2 wives, or kids. If that man going to want to be with her and have children, that's all that's going to matter at that time, man. Because when these motherfuckers out there eating people and doing crazy shit, I don't think they're gonna give a damn about if they're second wife, the first wife, or whatever. You know what I mean? Is if we gonna survive through this shit, if this man gonna care about me and she get that protection like she want, I think that's what it's gonna come down to. more a humbling thing, meaning please let me, you know what I mean? I admire you, you know, you already don't mind you living this lifestyle. Let me be one of your wives. I'll humbly serve. I think that's where it's going to come to. It ain't going to be about no more of I'm the first or second. I mean, because like I said, and when war is crucial and we're going to be in a time on earth like it never was before, women, they ain't not going to have no choice but to humble, or they're not going to survive. And then you're not going to have many men left too anyway. So what you going to do? You're going to be in a bad position. So I mean, they ain't going to have no choice. The word Shah Yahweh.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. Verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrusted through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled. Their wives shall be ravished.
Right. And we know houses going to be spoiled. Women is going to be getting raped. Children going to be getting raped. That's been happening for centuries of generation. And women need some type of protection out there. Like I said, when we went like, okay, we'll say this. Don P, did you want to say something? Because we hear you.
Yeah.
Ahead,
I was just on the point that you're saying, on the point that you guys are saying.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead.
The scripture says that 7 women will say, "Let me just be called by your name." So y'all are very, very precise in what you're saying, because that's what scripture says. I thought nephew was going to bring that out in what he was reading in Isaiah, but at any rate,
we can grab that up. We can grab that scripture, and I wanted to tell y'all about something that I saw in observable nature concerning what y'all was talking about, right? That I couldn't see before I knew I was Israel, but once I found out we were Israelites, and I learned that according to the scriptures, there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's actually in our nature to be that way as men. I want to tell y'all about something that happened that showed me that.
Okay. Go ahead if you want to.
So I was with my ex-wife in California, right? Mm-hmm. And whenever I would be around her friends that didn't have men that they were dealing with, right? Nature would I would have to fight nature not even to look at them. And nature was compelling me to procreate with them too. So it's in a man's nature to procreate, period. That's why the Bible makes more sense than the laws of Ma'at or all of that other stuff they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because you can see the scriptures in observable nature, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are tons of principles in the Bible that I could easily point out in observable nature right now.
But let me throw this in here. Guess what happens, y'all, in war? A lot of people don't understand this. And war and also very dangerous situations. I'll say it this way. In all of human history, people have never had sex. So people continue to procreate all the time. And they do it more so in depressions, right? Now, some people, if you have a farm, people will, pretty much tend to procreate more, right? If you're in poverty, people tend not to do that, right? But in these times that we're going to go through, those who have resources will probably reproduce and procreate on a greater scale than those who don't have resources. It's just human history, the way human history works, But I don't want to turn the camera, because I know the sisters, we might not see no more comments anymore.
we won't keep it right here. Listen, I want to say this right.
Go ahead.
Because in all sincerity, everything must be talked about. It's not about bashing nobody or even putting the sisters down, because we're not putting the sisters down. We're not even putting the men down. It's just reality. It's factual. It need to be said, right? Because it's important. And that's where I'm at with this, right? This ain't about trying to get another wife or none of that stupid stuff. It's about being prepared and just hearing the truth, right? Let's deal with war, World War III, because that's what we got on the screen, right? On the title, right? Think about it, y'all. World War III, right? Years ago, when I first came into the Israelite community, I used to be outside teaching with Elder Bakwash on 14th Street. Al-Bakwash had a camp sign where it showed how the Iraqi soldiers, I mean, not the Iraqi soldiers, U.S. soldiers was all in, Iraq and whatever when they was fighting, what's the dude, Bin Laden and shit like that. All right. He had a fucking poster board. I don't know how he got these pictures, but how the soldiers was going over there raping the girls, the young girls too, underage girls or whatever. They was raping girls, killing girls, and they do it with it's a casualty, it's a way of war. And this shit was so gruesome. I was like, God damn, out of Quash. And he was like, this is the America we fight for. This is what we supposed to do. And because that's why a lot of their channels got taken down. He had whoever the guy that made their camp signs had, I don't know how he got the shit, but he had some shit on there that I was like, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, damn, man, this shit is savage. Like that. I mean, I wouldn't go to nobody land and do nobody children or a girl like that. Like, that's not in me. But I'm telling y'all, the shit that I saw in that fucking sign years ago made me know if I ever had some kids and we go to war, I gotta go all out. Cause that shit I saw, I'm like, oh fuck no. That shit is savage. And this is what I'm trying to tell your women. Like, that people don't have to understand. When you're dealing with people from other nations and they invading the land that you live on, okay? They don't talk your talk, they don't walk your walk, and we dealing with men. This is why women was never to fight in war. They don't give a damn, man. They will rape you and kill you. They even did some of our own sisters that was in the military. Raped them, killed them. Go look up the stories. This shit just real. It need to be said. Like, you cannot trust these people, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do what you got to do. But even if you're using your body, eventually when they done with you, they off you and move on to the next. Get some fresh. That's just how it's going to be out here. It's going to be a savage mode where they ain't going to respect the old, the young. You got dudes out here raping 80-year-old women. They don't even care. It's sick people out here. Rape children. It's going to be that brutal. And, it's going to be worse for the women than the men. Because y'all got what is like more precious than gold, you could say. Especially an untouched woman, a virgin woman. That's just a great thing for a man. You know what I mean? He gets something fresh that nobody never had before. But you got a lot of sick people out here, man, in this world, especially when it comes to the ways of war. And when they wage war, they don't care, man. They don't respect you of you or your religion, your belief, or anything. Once you're in an animal ballistic state, they just do what they want to do. And people have to understand that when people invade other people's homes and they trying to kill you and they rape you, they'll do anything that they got to do. I mean, haven't we not seen this type of shit in slavery? Anytime they make the mother with the son, it's disgusting. They didn't care then. We talking about World War III. All these different nations, all these people coming up against you. What are you going to do to survive? And how you going to fight this shit? Yeah, we can pray to the Most High, but we got to be honest. It's going to be a lot of casualties. It's going to be a lot of victim in this shit. A lot of people is going to hurt. They're going to die. They're going to fall victim to molestation, rape, and people of other nations. And then you got to think about it. They come in with different types of weaponry, technology, and shit we never seen before. And that's just factual. Like, you got to prepare yourself for that and be, that's why I'm trying to prepare myself to have not an animalistic mind, but a mind like King David, where I'm in war and it's the mind where I'm snapping and it don't matter. If I got to put you down, I got to put you down. That's just how my mind thinking, because I know if one side die, what could be the end for my wife and for my kids?
Hey, brother, I want to hit on something you said.
Hold on. Can you put a new battery in your smoke? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. There's no battery. There's no smoke detector going off in my house. I don't know why people keep putting that on here.
It might be somebody else.
I don't know who you're talking about. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I just heard something. I don't know. Somebody got something going on. But anyhow, let me say this real quick. So you said something that was very powerful, man. I want to hit on it real quick. So sisters, think about this as well, right? The media, the way you have been portrayed in the media is through sexual objectification, right? Those thoughts and those images. Now, it's been, let's just go back. I'm an 80s baby, right? So I can look at certain album covers in the 70s, right? So before I was born, I could see there was one where Donna Summers did a very sexually provocative pose on her album LP cover, right? But it didn't just stop in the 70s. It went to the 80s. You know, people like Vanity and other sisters did the same thing. Then you got the 90s, right? Then you got the 2000s. Then you got 2010, 2020, where we are now. Women, now the sexual objectification has become more just gruesome now. I mean, women basically don't leave nothing to imagination now. So think about this in a conflict kind of situation, right? Most people, when it comes to the idea of a black woman, they have some type of sexual fetish. We're talking about the other races, right? And just to prove it to you, many of you sisters probably already know this already, because if you're in New York, if you're in Jersey, some of these corner stores by these Arabs, when black men are not around, these Arabs will try to take you as a second and third wife because they like what they see on TV, and then they look at you and they say, that would be nice to have as well. Okay. So now let's just think about society, just complete collapse. Police ain't responding to stuff, right? There's a lot of weak men that have very weak minds. There's a lot of beta males out here, okay? Beta male predators, okay? So when they look at a woman, they see an opportunity. See what I'm saying? And because black women have been objectified through pretty much the entire mainstream media, but black women have always been objectified, so you never really got a shot at being interpreted in a positive, uplifting manner. You know what I'm saying? So all you've gotten is sexual fetish. That's all they've marketed to men concerning you. So sex is going to be on the brain, and opportunity is going to be on the brain when order and chaos starts to erupt. So that's why it's important, you know, for us to develop protection systems for our sisters. And this is why it's important for us to work together as a family dynamic and as a unit, because we don't want to see nothing bad happen to any of us. You see what I'm saying? This is why we're having this discussion, because we really want our people to prep. We want you to think about different things outside of the norm. We want you to think in a way where you're not thinking like today's going to be fine. We want you to think like, all hell's about to break loose. What do I do? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to just bring to the table. But anybody else, go ahead.
Shalom, brethren. I got a precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So it's going to be a reproach that's going to put a sense of urgency on a lot of the sisters to say, I just got to be safe. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going to, and that kind of lines up with what it says in 2nd Ezra, where it's going to be sedition among men invading one another. And then obviously Jacob's trouble, where it mentions how it's going to be like a time never before seen in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Roughly paraphrasing. So, you know, it's real hard for the sisters sometimes in the truth to submit to some of the brothers because of the lack of sincerity. Like the brothers don't be respecting them as the daughters of God, and they don't be acknowledging the right ones sometimes, in my opinion, as to who the real daughters of God are. You feel me? The so-called Negro woman. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, brothers got to look in the Bible and see what the scriptures say about how we are to be to our wives. You know what I'm saying? How Yahawashi gave himself for the church is the way we're supposed to feel about our wives, according to the scripture. So, you know, it works both ways. Sisters have to learn not to be offended in the nature of a man, as well as brothers have to be righteous heads and righteous men according to the scripture. So I wanted to read that because it's not just saying 7 women gonna take hold of one man. It's a reproach, something gonna be on y'all ass that y'all gonna be trying to get away from.
Right.
That's all I wanted to bring out.
Yeah, that's all. Elder P, you got anything else you want to say? I guess we can get ready to close it out. Don P, the ball.
Yeah, I had my hands full. I was just transitioning into the house. But yeah, that's how they know. That's how I remember scripture. So I would look it up, and then I'd be like, "Oh, okay," and I would have touched on the same point. But I just remembered the point that there were seven women. Like, wow, okay. Right now, it's like I don't need no black man. Anyway, don't want to go down the lane. But good discussion.
Hey, Uncle Don, they're gonna have a change of heart when that reproach that it talks about jumps on Eve's ass.
Okay. But yeah, it's just man, I constantly am like prepping every day, but also with the mindset of I'm not trying to be here.
Right.
You know.
But see, my thing is, the main reason to tell us sisters that though is, they might have to face a choice one day where they're gonna have to make a decision. You know what I mean? Where if they can't survive on their own no more, they might have to shackle up, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you don't know if you can make it without having a man or a partner. I say go for it. But if you can't and you need somebody to be your head, I say go for it. Do what you got to do to survive out the situation. That's what I'm saying. And not just for the women too. You gotta remember, even the men, all of us is going to have a great awakening and a great humbling. Not just for women, but us men going to have a humbling as well. We might have to
humble. A realization.
No, I'm saying we might have to humble down and help another brother. You know what I'm saying? And that might be a situation that another man might be in. So you never know. Go ahead, Don P.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, in terms of humility, it's like I had to humble myself. I need to be with folks. I can't do this by myself as a single man. I need my brothers and my nephews around me, and let's fortify. I can't do this alone, man. I would not survive. And another reason why I'm trying to get up out this city, because this city's already shown me how it eats you. And I'm not about to be devoured by this city. No, not in this city of Sodom and Gomorrah that's in Babylon. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm about to be up out of here, be obedient to the Spirit, and I got to go. I got to get up out of here.
And another thing too as well, sisters, y'all should start training as well. Dieting, exercising, getting your body, together, because shit, you never know if you might have to be out here in physical combat, somebody trying to hurt you, because it might not be somebody always there to save you or protect you or do anything for you. And every man needs a woman that's going to ride with him, willing to, let some shots off and do what she got to do as well. I mean, our sisters was warriors too. So, that goes for both sides. But, together we can win. Together we can survive. Apart, it's going to be hard for all of us. But for the women, it's going to be more humbling on your side because of the jealousy issues and all that crap. And that's the main thing. As y'all humble down more and work with the man, just let everybody play their part and do their job, then I think everybody would make it through. Like I said, shit is differently when people are starving, ain't no food, it's lacks of resources, and you need a real man, a real leader, someone that's going to guide you to help you make it through what you need to make it through, and make tough choices and tough decisions. That the type of people you need to be around, men you need to be around, someone with some goddamn sense. Because even when shit you hit the fan, there's going to be a lot of knucklehead Israelites out here. They're going to be riding, doing crazy shit, and they'll be out there with camp signs preaching. Jackass. Like, really? You telling people this and that, but yet these motherfuckers starving. Nobody want to hear the word. So this is where they come and say, oh, they killed the prophets. Oh, they shot such and such. See, they was the prophets. No, dumbass. They wasn't the prophets. Y'all just ignorant. And ain't nobody trying to hear that. You feel me? People hungry, but you telling people you want to die and repent, you gonna be my slave. Like, come on. That's the ignorance of the community and our brothers and how far this shit have gone and how much damage has been done. Like, they really is caught in that strong delusion. I'm not caught in a strong delusion. I'm seeing reality for what it is. And it's foolishness. So everybody gonna have to have a humbling experience. Even myself, probably gonna be humbled even more. You know, I'm already humbled, but you know, I'm about elevating myself to make it out of this thing. And I hope everybody else, you know, just take heed to what we're saying, you know, and prepare yourselves because I can't really explain how bad it's going to be. I can just give you my thoughts how bad it's going to be. Like we know world wars is bad, but the Most High said this is going to be a time like it ain't never been. So this means this shit's going to be worse than a fucking world war. So just put it on that level.
Yeah. Let me back up what you said. You know, the prophets before us, man, these are men who were visited by the angels of the Most High, man, the heavenly hosts. These men wish that they were dead during this time. I want you to let that sink in. Like the men, great men of renown, great in stature, great in their ability to articulate the scriptures, write in Hebrew, different various languages. And these men wished that the time that we're living in, that they would be asleep, dead. Okay. So I also want to lay me back off of something you said, Sharsham, about us all being humble. You know, like that is the truth. We all gonna be humble. And I also want to take the conversation just in a slight different direction. You know, I will say that it is a sad thing, but I think sisters, you're gonna start to see the real elect of the men throughout this famine and the things we're going to go through. You're going to see who really is righteous and who's not. I was looking at a Facebook post today, and I agree with this post. You know, the sisters were saying that they have had so many encounters with men calling themselves so-called Israelites, and they have been failed multiple times. And I think this is a discussion, you know, maybe not now, but this is a discussion we should have more of. You know, I think as men and as leaders, yeah, we hip to the fact that we Israel, and now we feel good about ourselves because we the gods on the earth, we the kings, you know, we get all the benefits, you know what I'm saying? But all of that comes with your ability to lead and guide and protect in the right way. And right now, I think what we see, and especially on Facebook, social media, there's still much a strong gender war going on in Israel. And the only reason why it's still happening is because we got all kinds of doctrines, and then we got some of these camps. They're very disrespectful in the way they speak about women and how they talk to them. You know, we need to really check them on that as well, right? Because here's the thing: the only way to really achieve unity is in love. You see what I'm saying? And if you showing hate, you can't think that everybody gonna be on your team when you hating on everybody. So I think for us brothers, it's just important. Just a quick little segue. I think it's important for us to really look at ourselves and start to think about the leadership that we're doing. And I can say the men that I'm around at FOPE, these are stand-up gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? They all about preparing a family, weathering the storm, you know, really having integrity. You know what I'm saying? And not participating in that manufactured white supremacist gender war that was created by feminism. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers kind of feed into that on Facebook, where they just sit back and they, you know, oh, these wicked sisters, that and the other. Well, the Bible says a wicked woman is given unto a wicked man. So if that's the way you're feeling about her, it's a reflection of yourself. And I'm gonna break it down like this. Kevin Samuels brought out relationships are reflective. So you attract what you are. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I just wanted to bring that out because a lot of times we don't really get to tell the other side, or many of our sisters hear, you know, just one side of the picture. But there are a lot of wicked brothers in Israel. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. A lot of these brothers I came across in One West and the fractured camps, a lot of these brothers, man, was just sleaze bags, scumbags. So anyhow, I'm sorry I went on a rant on that one. But you brothers, y'all got anything I want to bring up real quick?
Yeah, beloved, I wanted to say to Israel, it's going to get very real. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw the throne, and they sat upon the throne, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Ha Mashayach 1,000 years.
Con. Beautiful.
Some of us are going to be beheaded for the truth of Yahawashi HaMashiach. Like, it's going to get, this is serious, you know, like the brothers and sisters in the ancient world that wouldn't eat pork, you know, whether they was going to get set on fire at night or not, you know. Sometimes some of us, we'd be worried about losing the jobs we have or going through some form of affliction. But some of our ancestors in Rome was pushed out in gladiator games. Man, they threw the sister out there with a knife against a bear and a bull. So we done been through it concerning this history of the planet. And brothers are going to be beheaded for the truth of the scriptures and of the Messiah and of the God of Israel. It's going to get real.
Con. Yep.
Con.
Well, we going to go ahead and shut it down now. I appreciate everybody coming on. Yeah, we're gonna continue having these conversations as long as we can.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to stay safe out there.
It is a horribly beautiful thing that we're witnessing. You know, like nephew Mark said, there are those who wish they could have seen what we're witnessing. And we are witnessing the beginning of birth pains. I'm still looking for the man of sin to be standing where he shouldn't be standing. But we are witnessing the birth pains, and regardless of what you think, ask any woman who has birthed a child, birth pains hurt a lot. So get your house in order. Get your house in order. I mean, I got my little prepper corner right here, and I'll just keep adding to it, keep adding to it, keep adding to it. I got to move. I got to shift gears and start moving into the food thing and the growing thing. But yeah, do what you can. You know, if you got to do a piece at a time. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to say, which was really important, is about your health. Get your immunity in order. You're going to need to boost your immunity so that you can fight off these viruses and bacterium that they're trying to hit you with. You know, me, myself personally, I deal with the Minister of Wellness and his wife, Dr. Chef Felicia. They got good, solid product, and it's just you got to get yourself ready so you can fight. You got to be physically ready to fight, like nephew was saying. You know, you got to be physically ready to fight, and not just alleviating hunger. But if you eat out your garden, that's another thing. If you eat out your garden, you're already getting the medicines of the Most High, what He created, and what He created was for our health. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do to preserve yourself. Right now, you know, I don't know, expensive is a relative term, but do what you can do, and the Most High bless your efforts. You can see getting off your tail and doing something. He'll bless your efforts, especially if you have a family. Especially if you have a family. Like I said, it's just me and my dog. But I'm doing what I can. I'm doing it, and the Most High is blessing. The Most High. If you've gotten this far in the walk, you know who you are. You're trying to the best of your ability, to follow the laws and the statutes and the judgments of the Most High. You love Yeshua, you know. I'm going to say, you know, you've been baptized, but see, some of us haven't been yet because we need to get around certain people because not everybody can baptize you. And not everybody can touch you. And he's supposed to. So, but at any rate, hey, you know, he sees you. He sees you. And he's going to see you that you're not, you know, not being slothful. And then also you're being a good steward over what he gave you. You're being like the ant. You're preparing for this winter that's about to come. So anyway, let me land this G4, nigga. We're gonna be flying to the continent.
All right, Israel. Well, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Most High bless y'all. Have a great Shabbat. We're gonna shut it down. I'm not even gonna play no music because I'm falling asleep. I'm tired myself. I had a long day at the plantation. Big shouts out to all the supporters, our loyal viewers and followers. We love y'all. Everyone who donates, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And we hope y'all want to continue to prep and do everything y'all got to do in this great time of trouble and tribulation that's coming upon us. We're going to keep each other in our prayers, and we're here to help everyone. And we're going to keep updating things that we need to get. So now y'all know that the water stuff is an issue now. Please stock up on some purification tablets for some water, because you know now it's going to be an issue with the water, and they just going to keep coming at us, and we want to be prepared for it. Us at the F.O.P.E family, CUC family, we got to do what we got to do, because obviously our other brothers in this nation is blind, and they not paying attention to what's going on and not even warning their own flock. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. Most High bless everyone. Y'all be safe, and we love everyone. Shalom.
Shalom. Most High bless.